Hello there, wonderful coders. Welcome back to another delightful episode of Fun with AI. I'm just thrilled you've joined me today. We're going to create something magical together, a friendly AI-powered data analysis companion that will help us understand and explore our data through natural conversation. Don't worry if you're new to coding or data analysis. We'll take it one little step at a time, building our application piece by piece. All we need is Python, a few helpful libraries, and our AI friend GPT to help us turn data into insights. So let's get started and have some fun. First, let's talk about our libraries. Think of these as our essential tools. Streamlit helps us create beautiful web interfaces. Pandas is our friend for handling data. NumPy gives us powerful numerical operations. And OpenAI's package lets us talk to GPT. We'll also use matplotlib for creating visualizations and some utility packages like OS and IO for handling files and system operations. For our application to talk to GPT, we need an API key. Now, I have put it right in our code, but that wouldn't be very secure. You can store it in environment variable as well. Next comes our file reading function. You see, CSV files can sometimes be tricky. They might use different encodings. Our function is smart enough to try reading a file normally first, and if that doesn't work, it tries again with a different encoding. This way, our program can handle files from all sorts of sources without breaking a sweat. Now, for GPT to help us analyze data, it needs to understand what data we're working with. That's where our description functions come in. We have already loaded our CSV into data frames. This function takes these data frames and creates a detailed description, how many rows and columns it has, what type of data is in each column. These descriptions are like giving GPT a map of our data landscape. Here's where the real magic happens. Our GPT interaction function. This function takes a user's request and our data frame descriptions and crafts a special prompt for GPT. We tell GPT exactly what we need. Pure Python code that works with our specific data, using the right column names and Streamlit for any visualizations. No extra text, no comments, just clean executable code. Sometimes we want to understand our results better. That's what our analyzer function does. It's like having a friendly data scientist looking over our shoulder, explaining what the numbers mean and what patterns they see. Now, GPT is amazing, but it's not perfect. Sometimes it might generate code that doesn't quite work. That's okay. Our redo query function takes the error message and the original request and asks GPT to try again, this time avoiding the mistake it made before. Executing code from an AI can be tricky, so we need to be careful. Our execute command function creates a safe environment for running the code. It has access to all our tools and data, and it knows how to handle both regular output and visualizations. If something goes wrong, it catches the error gracefully instead of crashing. Now that our functions are ready, it's time to create the user interface and the flow of our tool. We'll use Streamlit to build a friendly and interactive UI. For our user interface, we need some memory. That's what our session state variables are for. They help us keep track of conversations and data between interactions. The interface itself starts with a simple title and a file uploader. When users upload their CSV files, we read them in and give each one a unique name. In the sidebar, we display helpful information about the data frames, their size, data types, and a preview of the data. Our chat interface is where users can talk to GPT. We keep track of the whole conversation, showing both the user's messages and GPT's responses. Each time a user enters a command, we go through several steps. 1. Send their request to GPT. 2. Get back some Python code. 3. Try to execute that code. 4. If there's an error, ask GPT to fix it. 5. Get an analysis of the results. 6th, update the conversation with everything that happened. Finally, as an added feature, we can keep all the data frames and insights around it easily accessible on the sidebar. Users can expand any data frame to see its contents making it easy to explore their data while working with the app. And now that coding part is done, our application is ready to go. Let's run it and see how it works. Look at this beautiful interface we have here. Over here we have a cozy spot where you can upload your CSV files. I have some fascinating IPL Cricket Auction data that we're going to explore together. It's like our application is getting to know the data, understanding all its little details. And down below, we can see our complete data set, just waiting to be explored. Now, let's start with something simple. I'm curious about set 7 in our auction data, so let's ask, how many players are in set 7? Look at that. Our AI friend tells us there are 6 players. But here's where things get really exciting. Let's ask something more detailed about one of cricket's biggest stars. Let me type, tell me about Virat Kohli's stats and salary in the IPL. Watch how our application dives deep into the data and presents us with this beautiful detailed response about Virat's journey in the IPL. See how natural and easy that was? Just like having a conversation with a knowledgeable friend who knows everything about cricket statistics. This is the power of combining AI with data analysis. And there you have it, friends. We've built Data Analyst Pro, a wonderful application that makes data analysis more accessible and interactive. Each piece has its purpose, and together they create something really special. Remember, in coding, there are no mistakes, just opportunities to learn and improve. Thank you for joining me today on Fun with AI.